Good evening. This is my response for the week 4 final discussion in regards to the pathways of work based learning programs. In regards to the feedback we can give back, I want to start off by saying that apart from the communal aspect, I think the biggest thing we can do for our students is to create, first of all, an understanding of routine, of following directions, of why it's important to listen to others, why following certain steps to doing a certain process is important. The reason I say this is because those are fundamentally things that socially um, can be productive to further supporting these students in finding a work-based learning program because it allows them to, at the very least, um, focus on task orientation or goal setting or step-by-step process that a lot of these programs kind of entail usually. Uh, One thing that the school that I'm currently working at actually has a program within itself already that focuses on a more trades hand-on approach certification. So they have the construction program, I believe. That's the one I'm mostly familiar about, which is really great to see because I feel like in previous schools that I've worked with, a lot of the trades, for instance, have been fading away, unfortunately. And I really feel like that needs to come back because I know it was a huge thing, when my parents were in high school, um, and the importance of having it because I think the reality is for any student, not just students with special needs, is that some students do not want to go to college and do not want to go to university, and that's perfectly okay. We need people who are very well enact in being able to do, plumbing or being an electrician or, construction work, or whatever the case may be, a very hands-on approach to working, and that's perfectly okay because those are jobs and those are well-needed jobs, and the world turns around with those jobs and it's okay to have that. And there has been a huge emphasis on strictly going to college, and that's great and all, but that should not be the only option. It shouldn't be the option that's always pushed a lot of the times. And I feel like advocating for that more as a teacher has been something that I feel like I've been doing more and more because it is important that some of these kids just they want to work, and that's okay. And providing those resources is very important because a lot of these kids will tell me, "Well, Mr. I didn't know that that was an option, or nobody told me that, and this and that." And I feel like those are the needs of the students, and those needs need to be met. Um, and the more they're exposed to the types of trades they can attain, the easier it is for them to find a program that better suits them when it comes to work-based learning. The reason I'm saying this is because the more hands-on something is for certain kids or students, even myself sometimes, the easier it becomes to understand. Because a lot of times the theoretical sentence is harder to understand than the practical approach to it. And I think that's the most important thing that you can get out of it. Lastly, I do think that incorporating into your day to day can just simply be done as I stated before, as in even just asking the students what are their interests and what would they like to work in. Why is it important for you to learn to do these steps for this class so that when you get into that program, it will help you even further. Things like that can just kind of better support the student on a day to day basis and even just in life in general.